And we are back with segment 2 of the Remax Magnolia Realty Show with myself, Chris Pope, and the one and only Michele Cummins back for the stats show. But I think you had something you had to add about the Harrison Highlands
thing. There's elevators.
Elevators?
Yes, so brilliant. They didn't want to take up so much floor ratio on the ground floor, on the main floor, for a big primary bedroom and a walk-in closet and a whole ensuite. So instead, they put it on the second floors, but they're doing elevators. It's so cool.
That's very cool.
Think of all the things. Instead of carrying up the stairs, you could just put it in the elevator. You're up in the elevator. It's brilliant.
I've only been in a house with an elevator once, and it was in Whistler. And I was doing a wedding up there when I was back DJing weddings and parties. And I got there, and they're like, "You're going to be set up on the deck." And I'm like, "Oh, good," because they had heaters, everything to dry. These people had money. Oh. And I'm like, "Okay, great." And they're like, "Oh, just use the elevator to take your gear up." And I'm like, "Excuse me?"
Isn't that nice? An elevator in your home.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Harrison Highlands offers that now. So we're going to go on with the real estate stats that came out the beginning of April. So
I'll go get a coffee.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'll stick around just in case.
So March home sales growth off last month's pace, but supply still building in the Fraser Valley. So that's the heading. March sales were slower than anticipated, but 13% increase over February, but still it's 31% below the 10-year average. So sales were second lowest recorded for a March in a decade, and 11% over last month, and by 37% over March of last year. So the president of the real estate board, Jeff Chada, he says, with inventory building, buyers now have more opportunities in both the detached and attached markets compared to 1 year ago. And, however, despite increased options, some buyers may still be waiting on the sidelines for the financing landscape to further settle before they feel comfortable getting back into the market. Now, this came out right before the Bank of Canada met, I believe, on the 8th of April. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we all know that the status quo for the interest rates. And I've been hearing through people from the East Coast that they're also saying that it doesn't look like any near future in sight for lowering of the interest rates. So, that whole interest rates are going to go down in the summer. It doesn't look like they're going to anymore. Nobody knows, but for sure, I should say. But the people that are more in the know than anybody else, I hear through the grapevine the other day that it may not happen this summer. So I have a saying. I know we wait to the end of the show to do our quote, but I'm going to give it right now. MJ, a realtor, a good realtor referral friend and colleague I have, of course, on the East Coast. She said this, and I mean, it's not her saying, it's not my saying, but it's a saying, and I love it. When people ask you, when's the best time to buy real estate? Curtis, when is the best time to buy real estate?
Anytime.
Oh, I like that.
Well, I thought that's the answer you were looking for.
No. Okay, I got a better answer. Good, but, not good enough.
There's a better answer. This is all those, every time I did a multiple choice test in school, there was always a one answer better. I did it again.
So yesterday would have been the best time to buy real estate, right?
Sure.
In the past. But today is the second best. So don't worry about the past, but right your wrongs. Today is the best day to buy real estate, okay?
Okay, I follow you.
So, and moving on, though, with the new listings, though, they did increase by 7% in March, but remain 12% below the 10-year average. And the average days on market, because this has changed slightly from the month prior, detached single-family homes are spending 27 days on the market from the time you go live on the MLS and marketing happens, about 27 days. And that's down from 35 days in February. So that means there's more buyers, it's quicker turnaround, right? Apartments spending 26 days on the market, which is down 29 days in February. So that's good. That's faster as well. And townhouses are moving more quickly at 20 days, which is down from 28 days in February. So the overall benchmark prices edged up again in March by 1.4% from February and up 4.6% over from March of last year. So benchmark prices overall in this single family homes, 1,517,000. For townhouses, 847,000. And apartments, 555,000. And then going to Abbotsford specific for benchmark prices for detached homes are at 1,238,000. That's up 12.1% from last year and up 3.6% from last month. Townhouses are at 659,000, and that's up 8.5% from last year and 1.6% from the month before. Apartments at $456,000. That's up 10.7% from last year, but down 0.3% from last month. Mission detached benchmark prices are at $1,054,700. That's up 11.4% from last year and up 1.9% from the month before. Townhouses, 676,500, and that's up 7.8% from last year and up 0.5% from the month before. Apartments in Mission are at 453,400. That's up 6.3% from last year and up 2.2% from the month before. And then White Rock, South Surrey area, we got detached at 1,940,000, up 6.4% from last year and up 2.8% from the month before. Townhouses, 985,600 in White Rock, South Surrey. That's 6.5% higher than last year and 3.5% higher than last month. Apartments, 635,500. That's 8.1% higher than last year and 4.2% higher than the month before. Langley, detached benchmark prices at 1,623,700. That's 9% higher than last year and 2% higher than the month before. Townhouses at $852,000. That's up 7.6% from last year and 0.4% higher than the month before. Apartments, 623,400. That's up 10.4% from last year and up 2.9% from last month. Delta, North Delta to be exact. Detached benchmark prices, 1,432,400, up 11.4% from last year and up 1.8% from last month. Townhouses, $907,700. That's up 2.7% from last year and up 3.9% from last month. Apartments, $591,500. That's up 5.2% from last year and up 2.9% from last month. And our last municipality we are going to speak about in the Fraser Valley is all of Surrey combined. Detached benchmark prices, $1,647,000. That's up 8% from last year and up 2.1% from last month. Townhouses, 886,300, up 7% from last year and up 2.5% from last month. Apartments, 548,600. That's up 3.7% from last year and up 0.8% from last month. And then if you have a look at the Fraser Valley real estate statistics, go on my website at michelecummins.ca if you'd like, or email me anytime for it, and I will email it to you. And it is showing you multiple pages, multiple. I'm not going through all of them, but they're great graphs, and they go back many years. And it could be more specific to your neighborhood, your street, your area, your type of product, what you have. So feel free to reach out. It's free evaluation. I can give you a tabletop appraisal and throw the stats in there for you. Come meet you, answer all your questions, and go through the whole package for you. It's just wonderful, full of knowledge and information, because these are true stats of what's sold. It's not what's active, folks. What's active on the market doesn't show you the market. It has no bearing on actually what is the market. And everyone thinks they know the market, but they're looking at all these active listings. There's no way they know the market because it's skewed. It's wrong. Anybody can list their price at whatever they want. It's the souls that tell you exactly what the market is, and that's what these stats show you. So it is showing a seller's market. So it went from a balanced market to a seller's market a couple months ago. We had a good spring. We're still in it. If you're thinking of selling, if you're thinking of buying, if it's the right time for you and you're able to, then you should do it. I always say that too. As far as like, when should I sell? When should I buy? When is it right for you in your life and your quality of life? That's what's most important. Unless you're an investor and you're out just simply for the dollars, then there's a little bit more to it than that. And then this graph that goes back to the 70s. Oh, I love it. I love it.
She does love her stats.
I love it. And that really shows you detached prices of where they've gone from. And it's just amazing to see the crash in the 80s. Well, it would surprise you what actually happened. And we get to see exactly what happened when. In the 90s, there was another bump. In 2004 to 2008, it was another. And then, oh no, what happened? And then we've got in 2015, 16, when all of a sudden, prices went crazy. And then we had another. And then we had the crazy COVID. And then it's come back down to reality. And then there's this rhythm.
Yeah.
And it's like climbing a mountain down and up the valleys. Yeah, anyways, it's really cool.
I still think there would have been more of a drop after the pandemic, but we just didn't lose the value that they thought we would. That still fascinates me.
Yeah. No, you look at this graph and you're like, hey, we're doing really good.
Yeah, no, there was obviously when things went down a little bit, but I remember at one point, you weren't forecasting that, neither of the experts that you had in and stuff, but it'd be a 40% dip, and it was nowhere near that.
Yeah. It was all like doom and gloom, but it's like, no, not in our area.
No.
We're going to be good.
Yeah, no, and it is, and again, as you're seeing, prices are starting to climb back up again.
Yeah, and interest rates, back when a 5 to 7% interest rate is just normal, but we got so used to the 0%, the 2%, 3% that we got spoiled. And but this is kind of, we're in a normal market. But those who got in paying really, really high and got those 0% interest rates, when their 5-year term comes up and all that, they may need to move their product. They may need to move their property and buy something else, or there's other options as well. But
so many of us that bought homes during COVID, and we all got variable rates because it was rock bottom, and now we've all been taken in the teeth the last year.
But don't allow yourself to fall into the category of foreclosure. Okay, whatever you do, everyone, if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time, please reach out to your realtor if you have one, and if you don't, reach out to me. We could definitely help you. You don't want to go into that. You don't. I could have saved hundreds of thousands of dollars, and somebody, more than one person, going bankrupt and their life just changing completely. I could have helped, and it's so hard when you're so. Just reach out to a realtor you trust and know, and let them help you if you're having a hard time. There's solutions that they have, and if you want to stay in your home, it's not always about having to sell it. There's investors that will help for rent to own. You can stay in your own home still. Maybe you have to do a rent to own for a few years, but then it's still yours and you can buy it back when you're on your feet again, right? There's so many options. You don't always have to sell, but you got to talk with people who understand, who know, have the knowledge, the wisdom, guide you to make sure that you don't lose your quality of life. Yeah.
All right. Well, do we have any listings we need to talk about, things like that?
Yes. Okay. So, Harrison Highlands is coming up.
One.
Okay. Yeah. So exciting. And I actually, there's this new beautiful rancher in Aldergrove. Those who love gorgeous community of Aldergrove, which is Langley, for those of you that don't know Langley Township. There's a rancher. I'm just listing. It's going to be live either... I think Monday, but yes. But today we're actually hosting an open house. So it's like pre-market. So go to the open house today from 1 to 4 and go to my social media to get the address and to see all the photos. I got the photos, the video, the floor plan, the drone video. You know me, Curtis, and my media package. So go to my website, michelecummins.ca, or my socials are probably best to get to it really quickly though. Yeah.
All right.
So from 1 to 4 today, an open house. And Arpin is going to be hosting it for me.
He's a very nice gentleman.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, is that all we got this week?
Oh, yeah. $1,450,000 is the asking price.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
It's almost 9,000 square foot lot. And it's fully fenced, and it's got RV parking on the side. You can park 9 vehicles, 2 in the garage, side by side, 4 in the front, and then the RV parking, if you had an RV or not, there's extra parking. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And did you ask for a quote?
Well, we normally do a quote when you're involved.
Oh, yeah, I said it earlier, but you know what? Instead of what's the best time to buy yesterday and then today's the second best time, I got another quote.
All right, what do you got?
It's Donald Trump. I heard it from him anyways on his TV show he had, Okay, I like it though. God is in the details. Instead of the devil's in the details, God is in the details. If you take care of the details in your life, wow, everything is so much greater, so much better, so much on point, and everything, because you're taking care of the details, which is wisdom. God is in the details, everyone.
Yeah, an interesting turn of phrase, actually. I like that.
I thought.
All right, well, if people want more information, they want to see these listings, obviously go to First and James. They can see your wonderful window display.
Yes.
But if people want to go to the website, where can they go?
MicheleCummins.ca or RemaxMagnoliaRealty.com.
And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.